Hey, y'all, come look at this.
What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel. I saw this video a few days ago, man, and I wanted to give my take on it, man, because I really like and admire and respect Dame. You know what I mean? Bruh's a inspiration for us business-minded individuals, right? And I was listening to what he was saying, and I really didn't like to see him in this light because you normally hear Dame talking, he boisterous, he bragging, you know what I mean, he cocky, and that's cool. I rock with it, because we act like that when we got our shit right. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I want y'all to pay attention to a few things that he say, and I'm gonna touch on it. Just bear with me because I wanted to do bits and pieces of this video, but in listening to it, I just want to break the whole thing down and give my take on it. Peep this out.
When I first heard it, I was like, damn, why would 50 come at me like that?
The only person that pointed out that $1 million was no money was Damon Dash, and he has no money now.
I felt like, pause. I felt like, I had said something that he learned from, which was $1 million isn't any money. And even back then, I never said I had so much money because I knew that $1 million, how fast it went. And I wish that someone would have taught me that. So when you get $1 million, you don't start relaxing and spending frivolously, and you have a higher expectation. So I was kind of like happy that I had said something that helped him in the trajectory of the way he looked at money moving forward. But then I was like, why would he throw a jab at me? So, I'm a thinking man, I'm a CEO, I'm a chairman of a board. So I'm thinking like, why would someone like that hasn't been getting at me at all for all these years, especially about something like another man's pocket? And that's another thing I was kind of shocked that someone like him would be, worried about my pocket, at all. So I was like, well, I know he's been a good earner for corporate. He's been making content of us hurting each other and selling drugs, and, from what I know of the production or the television and the media business, you have an idea, you sell it to a production company. I don't know if he's a production company or not. And then the production company sells that idea to a network. The network now owns it. They paid for it, and then they pay you a salary. And, I don't really necessarily want to be the person that helps another culture make money off our dysfunction.
My nigga.
But I'm not going to say I don't make gangster shit, But my thing is...
That's right, because he made gangster shit too. Paid in Full was that's one of my favorite movies still to this day. You know what I mean? But still, let's listen to him.
That's not what I perceive as my kind of success, because I think in boss. And what I'm thinking is, well, if he's being empowered by corporate, I'm hoping that they're not pushing him to get at me, because algorithmically wise and behavior pattern wise, that's what's been happening. And
now, that's one thing that we do a lot of. You always see blacks going after blacks. You don't ever see that amongst other races. I mean, do we even know of any other races that got beef, that tear each other down like that? Just name one. I can't think right now, right offhand. But you never see Seinfeld going at it with what's my man name, Bill Maher. You don't see them going at each other. We don't see that. You know what I mean? Throwing shots at each other like that. You just don't see that. Carry on, Dan.
I felt like, he kind of knows what I got to go through because he's been through it. He himself kind of spoke about what his experience was at the Super Bowl. But, you know, he has some luxuries I don't have. Number one, a luxury is if he has an idea, someone else can pay for it. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not counting any money and how much they pay you for that. But also, when someone tries to blackball him like they did at the Super Bowl, he has Eminem to say, nah, you can't do that or I'm not performing. He has Dr. Dre. You know, he has the support of his crew.
That's right.
I don't have that luxury of having the support of my crew. Actually, my crew were the ones that actually tried to stop me.
He ain't lying.
So I actually had...
Now, just a sidebar, right? Now, I know Dame could be viewed as being cocky, arrogant, whatever you want to call it, right? But he was responsible for starting a lot of y'all favorite rappers and actors, even screenwriters' careers.
You're goddamn right.
I'm sure he helped out Lee Daniels, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z, and Kanye. There's a few other ones too, but those are the big ones. All of those dudes are like together, they making billions, right? If you put them together. Now, was Dame that cold? Was he that cold of a person? Now, I mean, I heard stories that, you know, he was taking women.
Don't leave your girl around me, true player for real.
When they were younger, you know, when they started out with Rockefeller, he was taking women. You know, you could go back and look that stuff up and see it for yourself. But I mean, you know, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's something you can move on from, right? To see this man like this, to where he can't really make no moves like that no more, and everybody that he helped, nobody came back to help him. That's the sad part within our culture. You know, we never want to help each other out, man. You know, and I rock with 52. I do. I rock with 52. But the jab that he put out there at him, that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. You know what I mean? For what? You know, because the same thing that happened to Dame Fifth, it could happen to you too, homie. As soon as you piss off the right white person, you're going to be right in the shoes that he in right now. See what I'm saying? So, I mean, we got to be humble.
Who do you think you are?
And that's a bad word in the black community. You know what I mean? Especially when your ego and your pride get involved. But I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Warren Buffett. It was a very successful, rich white man. And I can't think of his name right now. Forgive me. But he said he went bankrupt. He went bankrupt. And he had no money. Now, normally, when you come from that type of money and they lose it all, you know what white folks do, man, they kill themselves. But this dude said all he did was he contacted every one of his friends and he borrowed $1 million from all of them, and he was back on top, became a millionaire again, just from borrowing from his friends. Now, black people, let me ask you this. How many friends you got that'll help you out like that?
You're a victim.
Shit, it'd be hard for us to get 100 from each other. But millions? Let that sink in. That's why they say your network is your net worth. Peep this out.
Admire that about him and his crew. And I wish I had that type of support. But I don't. You know? So, again, if he has the plug, pause, and I'm happy for him. Don't use that power to drag another thorough cat down, because you know what it is to be thorough. And also understanding, yeah, I'm broke because, I don't have money. I never claimed I did, because I would never mislead the culture and say I have power that I don't.
Now, if you look at any interview that Dame has given to anybody, he's always stated that he's broke. He's always said that. He said he put his money back into his projects. So he never claimed to be balling. You never seen that man do that. If you go back to the Breakfast Club interview, He stated that I'm broke, man. I put my money, you know, I don't hold on to the money. I put my money in the projects. I invest. So that's one thing you can't say.
If I can't just say or have an idea and green light it myself and pay for it myself and put it on my own network, then I don't feel like a boss. And I'm going to keep investing until I have that power, because to me, that's real power. If you cannot have an idea and pay for it, if you have to ask somebody else to pay for your dream, that could be someone else's version of winning. But until I'm in that pause position, I'm going to just continue not to have money, and I'm going to keep investing until I am, because that's what I consider boss. Now, also what I thought about is, 50's been very successful at going to war with other people from our culture, publicly tearing them down, and he wins, if you call that a win. But what I know is when he does that, people from other cultures are like, look, he's doing the work for us. He's tearing them down for us. They celebrate that. So, I'm sure when he was paused getting that Irv Gotti, that there were people from other cultures celebrating that. Irv himself told me that when 50 was getting at him, he ran and he bumped into Jimmy Iovine, and Jimmy Iovine said, "Yo, I can't talk to you while I'm in the 50 Cent business because it's too profitable."
That's a damn shame.
He's making too much money tearing you down. And again, the evolution of a businessman, I celebrate that. I'm not a hater. And it seems like he's evolving. So instead of getting at me about my bread and being so successful at tearing other men down, and I personally wouldn't think you were doing it for them. I would give you the benefit of the doubt, but do know they benefit. Let's change the trajectory and pass a plug. Like right now, if I'm in the media business and you have access to things and resources, instead of trying to go against me, do something we never do. Let's pause, come together.
That's a great idea. I'm with that.
And that's something that we never do. We never do that, especially when they've been put on the blacklist. You don't see, our celebrities make enough money to do what they want to do. Or can they? It don't appear so. You see, it should be no reason for this man to be out here like this. You know what I mean? It's almost sad to see. You know what I mean? It's almost sad to look at, because how he get down. And how he get down, he talks shit. And I know he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way with the way he brag and, whatever. But that's what we do. That's what we do when we get on top. We talk shit. You don't be humble when you winning. For what? For what? It's hard work to do this shit.
And, I think I saw that you went and you hollered at Tyler Perry. I'm sure that he gave you the right advice. I'm hoping he passed you resources. I was happy about that. So I'd like to see you pass some resources, just for the ones that deserve it, because you know what it is to be thorough. You know what it is for people to try to blackball you, but you do have the support. But imagine if you didn't have that support. And
right. He do got that support. He do got that support. At one point, Dame had that support too. But I see it's funny that I didn't see nobody else commenting on this here or doing a reaction to this part right here. Dame was saying some real stuff about our culture, and he shed light on how we are as a people. Okay. Now, I think it's funny that nobody else picked this up. Nobody else didn't want to say nothing about this, but I seen a host of comedians. I seen all types of people clowning him when his teeth fell out. You see what I'm saying? When his teeth fell out, people made a mockery of that. And that, again, that's us bringing each other down. All the jewels he dropped in this video, nobody said nothing about it. But when you see him on live and his teeth falling out, everybody want to comment on that. That's nigga shit.
Not have them celebrating the fact that we tear each other down, but let's make them scared because they know instead of you working and helping them tear people down from our culture, you're actually uplifting us.
I think that would be best.
And you used all your experiences to do that. If it's you, then let it be you. And then I thought, let me ask you a question. If you found out or you know someone and they're making $250,000 a year, would you say they were broke?
No.
So my child support since 2007 has been collectively with school and camp and child support, $250,000 a year. That's what my children get. And because I'm broke. And all my children, when they go to college, they don't have any debt. I have to. I pay for all of their colleges up front. Because of course that's what someone that's broke would do.
Right.
And what happens is when they take your child support, they judge it based on how much money you were making. And we've been through a recession. We've been through a pandemic. Y'all see the tax problems I have. But my children have still been able to get $250,000 a year. And when things go bad, you have to go to court and say, look, I'm not having such a good year. I need a downward modification. I never had the luxury of getting a downward modification because I never wanted my children to be affected by how reckless I might be in business. Now, I'm not complaining, but I guess, I'm just explaining what it is to be broke. Now, another thing I thought was he really did get at me in front of everybody. And not in a violent way. It was just a little jab. But the Harlem nigga in me is like, I can't, and no disrespect to Queens, but I can't have a Queens.
Hey, that was disrespect. That definitely was disrespect, but rightfully so. Rightfully so. You earn that. You earn that, homie. You earn that. He from Harlem, homie. He ain't gonna have no nigga from Queens stepping to him. That's what he's saying. Nigga, what? I got a nigga from Queens. Nigga, you can't step to me. That's what he's saying. I get it. We all have that ego in us. Like Cali niggas. We feel like can't nobody fuck with us. Let a nigga from Arizona or Nebraska. Nigga, what? That nigga from Nebraska, nigga, if you don't get your ass up out of here, that's how we talk. That's our get down. And it's certain cities within California, we feel the same way. LA, Compton, Watts, they might feel like they got a stronger hold on other surrounding cities. You see what I'm saying? Everybody had that. But then when you get to them individuals, it's a different story. But let's go. Let's carry on.
Queens Cap just fronting on me like that. So my competitive nature came out. So being that, again, shockingly, you want to or be worried about my pocket or speak on it. Now I have to challenge you in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not a rapper. So I feel like 50 has been able to go into being a CEO. So now I want to say, number one, I was kind of happy that he actually did say what he said because I've been looking for some CEO war.
Here you go.
And now I'm going to need to challenge you.
Here you go.
On your verticals.
Here you go.
And my intention is
not
to put you out of business, to just make you a better CEO. because now you're coming as CEOs. Pause. So you're launching a television network and you're in the media business. And
now keep in mind, Dame started everything. Didn't nobody bring him in like 50 was brought in. Eminem found 50, right? Brought him in. Dame started Rockefeller and all of those other people's careers. So when he say you dealing with CEO shit now, a boss, he means that. And anybody that followed Dame or followed the culture that knew about Rockefeller, Rockaware, what else Dame had? All the movies he had, you know, he did that. Self-made with it. You know what I mean? So he kind of know what he talking about on this one. You know, 50 should have left this man alone because, you know, he finna tell you why.
You know, you should be prepared for this. But I can guarantee you right now that you are not prepared for this war we're about to have. I challenge you 50 Cent to drop your television network, and you have that luxury of being, from what I read, partnership with Lionsgate, and you have the funding of corporate. Drop your network today. Because you have the bread, you should be able to. And I'm dropping mine today. And let's see whose television network is better. It's just a battle. And this is a battle that we could both profit from. Your television network completely funded with all that money versus mine.
Now, I'm going to let it play, but imagine how good that would be for the culture, right? I mean, that probably would be better than the Versus. Or on the same level as Versus, you know, because Versus, they brought in a multitude of individuals. But that would be great for the culture to actually watch them go at it in a competitive, friendly way. Nobody got to get hurt. Ain't nobody got to talk shit. Ain't nobody got to down nobody. Just do what my man asking. And it would behoove 50 to respond to this because he did come for him. You don't come for nobody, and then when they challenge you, you fall back. You can't throw the white flag in now, man, because you called this dude out. You called him out. So if I call somebody out to put them gloves on, and then they accept my challenge, and then I don't say nothing, you know, what do that say about me? So now let's see what 50 gonna do. Because I saw he was responding. He said something. I didn't watch it, but I saw the video where it said he was clowning him because his teeth came out. You know what I mean? He put something up. Accept this man challenge. Because you do make good shit. You do. You do make good shit. But his challenge is come with your own shit, not what the networks is telling you to do. See, as long as you putting that stuff out there to put us in a bad light, they're going to give you that green light. Let's see you do something positive. Accept this man challenge.
And it shouldn't be a problem for you. This should be easy work. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do one better. I challenge you to drop an original movie on your network today. Oof. Because I'm broke. But I do have the power to drop a movie that I directed today on my own television network today. So I'm also challenging you to put a movie out that you paid for or that you don't have to pay for, that you produce original programming. You should be able to do this today because you're a media mogul and you have the resources, and I don't, because, you know, I'm broke. So, 2 challenges. Compare your television network to my television network. And I'll take that challenge with anybody right now. Because, again, if you're a proper CEO, then having a network, you should be prepared. You should have your ad tech. And also compare our technology and let the people decide. And then let's go movie for movie. Now, here's another challenge I'd like now. And again, ain't no beef with you. Pause. You win when it comes to the gangster shit. I'm 53. We're not doing that at all. This is pure CEO, right? So I'm also going to challenge you. I want to know about your technology. Let's see whose technology is better. So that's the media vertical. I guarantee you that you will not be able to show up tomorrow, that you do not have the power with all that money that you have to drop your television network. And if you do, then let's see the content on it. Let's see if any of it is original, and let the people decide. And then also, again, drop a movie. I'm going to drop a movie. We could go movie for movie. Now, as a CEO, and because you have all of this backing and this dough, you should be able to battle me in other verticals. So I make books. We make our own independently because we ain't got no money. We make children's books. So I'm challenging you to put out a book. Let's see whose book is better. And let's see whose book teaches the kids the most. Because, of course, you know, I'm broke. So that's what, and the reasons why. Also, because you're a CEO, there should be a music vertical. I'm challenging you to put out an album and compare it to an album I'm going to put out. I got a Freeway album on deck right now. He's from my original crew. Just do an album with someone from your original crew, and let's see whose album is better. And again, you have these resources, and I'm supposed to be broke, because that's what broke niggas do. So right now I'm challenging you for your television network, which is, you know, CEO talk. This is the talk we're talking. I'm challenging you for content. Oh, also, you have a movie that's already made about your life. And I don't know what your deal is, but I'm sure you have the resources to spend as much as you needed to spend. I have a movie about my life. It's called Honor Up. Let's have a battle. There. Let's see whose movie about their life is better. Now, my movie, I paid for, I directed it, I wrote it, it went in theaters, I put it in theaters, and I put it, right now, you can watch it on my own television network. So
now that's real boss shit right there. This is the difference between the plug and the person that's working for the plug. Damn the plug. Is 50 the plug, or is he working for the plug? Let's keep talking.
if you're a media mogul, I need you to battle me in that vertical there. Put your movie about your life on your television network today. Because also, if you have power, then you can actually do things with speed. There's no asking. So these are my challenges. Also, another challenge. Challenge! And I know this one is not it's not your superpower, but we can do fashion as well, because that should be another vertical. So I challenge you to put out a clothing line, and I put out a clothing line. I'm ready tomorrow. I have samples tomorrow. So when you're talking to a CEO, especially a broke one, you want to know why he's broke and where the money went before you start talking about a man's pocket. And I'm willing, because I've been challenged in that way, and hopefully you'll accept this challenge, but I know you're not going to show up. I dare you to put your network out today. I dare you to put a movie out today. And I dare you to put an album out with someone in your original crew, G Unit, and I'm going to put out an album. I have a Freeway album right now.
Now, had Dame would have came out with this first, 50 really wouldn't have been expected to respond to this challenge. We wouldn't have expected that, because some people would say that 50 is above Dame. Some people would say that. It says paper is it supersedes Dame. But here's the caveat to that. 50 brought himself down to Dame level when he mentioned his name. See, once he mentioned his name, he called him out. Okay, why, and Dame did right. Like, man, come on, why you calling me out, homie? After all these years, why you calling me out? Now, you can't just sit back, 50, and don't say nothing, because this ain't one of those. You know how you got whoever the hottest rapper is, they don't want to battle with somebody that's beneath them, because that person can destroy their career. But that rapper that's on top, don't poke the bear. You see what I'm saying? Don't poke the bear. Stay in your lane. Stay up there. If you're doing your thing, stay up there. So I'm curious to see if 50, and again, this ain't even no shade on 50. I mean, for him to say what he said, okay, but it still ain't no shade on Fifth, because I like 50 too. I like how he get down with his business deals. He doing his thing. But Dame is challenging you now, brother. And I know people gonna look at it like, well, he'll be helping Dame if he do that. He would, but he shouldn't have opened his mouth and spoke that up like that. Because now, okay, if you really got it like that, shut him up, shut Dame up, and he'll be quiet. Well, that's Dame. I doubt he's gonna be quiet, but just shut him up. If you the man, you got power. You got all them shows, man. You got all them shows. Accept this man challenge, man. Because not only would it help him out, it'll be good for the culture. The culture would love to see that, man. For real, the culture would love to see that.
And then we could also go show for show. And let's just stick to the business. And we could all benefit from it and show the culture that we don't have to tear each other down. We could challenge each other. We can bring our resources together. One more challenge. I'll challenge you. I want to know how many schools that you going into. I want to challenge you. I want to see who could go into the most schools and who could showcase or teach the most curriculums, because I know that's what I've been doing. I've been teaching principles about how to be entrepreneurs, and then I go teach the kids. And the books I make, I know bring the cognitive skills of the kids up, because the reading scores mean everything. And to me, that's all that counts. So I'm challenging you in all CEO verticals. This is not a rap beef. I'm not making a record about you. I don't want you to make a record about me. I feel like I've been saying I was broke. It's not a surprise when I said the $1 million. In that moment, you'll never see an interview where I say I'm rich. I've never considered myself rich, because I don't have the power. I consider power being able to make my own content, whatever creatively inspires me, without having to ask somebody.
Now, he just dropped something right there. He don't have to ask nobody if he could do a movie that make us feel good. You don't have to ask any kind of movie. For those that know what he's talking about, tap in.
Be able to monetize it. And by the way, if 1 million people decide to come to my network and buy the movie, then I'm back on. I put myself in a position as a boss to only be judged by how good my work is, and to not have to go to anybody. And that's really how I felt. You know? So right now, I know he's a funny cat, and but this isn't for that. The broke jokes, all right, but at least I feel like I have something to show for it. This is what my broke looks like. But, again, don't use your power to tear another man down from our culture that doesn't deserve it. Let's challenge each other to be better. Let's help each other and showcase to the culture we could do that. You know, this ain't no beef. I'm not entertainment for another culture. Don't do their dirty work. Let's keep it honest and let's keep it fair.
I respect that right there, man. I really respect that. Now, I could be wrong, and I hope I am wrong. I hope I am wrong. You know, when you get blackballed, man, they really can blackball you, you know. And, you know, his business is out there, you know, it's out there, who he owe and all that, but I don't even care about that. I'm listening to what he's saying. He's dropping some jewels. Okay, think about this. Out of all, you know, we put strongholds on each other that no other race puts on themselves, right? We are told that we too old to be rapping. Okay, you too old to be rapping. Nobody tells. Madonna could go out there right now and do a song. And Madonna is what, in her 60s? Damn near 70? Ain't nobody gonna tell her she too old to sing. Ain't nobody gonna tell her that. Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, AC/DC, whoever, if they still alive. If Paul McCartney and the rest of the Beatles was still alive, you know Paul is, if they got out there and did something right now, they could go do a show right now. Nobody's gonna tell them they too old. But we put those on our own culture. Now, same with this right here. There's no reason with all of the people. I mean, we're just not those type of people to where you got Kanye. What would it hurt him to help this man out, to put him back on? Because he put you on. With Jay-Z, you screwed him, homie. Everybody know that. Everybody know that. You see, we call each other out for snitching. We call each other out for all kind of stuff. But when a black man stab another black man and destroy their livelihood, nobody got nothing to say about that. Nobody got nothing to say about that. As if Dame didn't bring Jay-Z out. As if Dame didn't take a chance on Jay-Z when nobody else wanted to. Talk to me, because that's how it went. But you backstabbed this man, bro, and you can't, even behind closed doors, the world don't even have to know about it, man. You could help that dude out and give him a solid. What would it hurt? But nah, we don't do that. We don't do that. Until it's you. Until it's you, then you'll see.
So, let the games begin. You can go right now to America New, my television network. It's free. Type in America, type in NU, and you can go see The Prince of Detroit. And by the way, here's another challenge.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna check that out too. I already downloaded it, but I'm gonna check that out. All three of my subscribers, man, come on. Subscribe to his channel, man. Help him blow up. You know what I mean? Because Dame was good to the culture, man. He was real good to the culture and for the culture. You know, I don't like to see this right here, man. And nobody else that look like us should like to see this either. You know what I mean? We should be holding these people accountable too for the backstabbery and all the buffoonery that go on and take place. But who am I?
I challenge you to make a movie that's not about drug dealing. That's about showing us how to do something other than being entertainment and hurting each other and tearing each other down. I challenge you to make a movie about business that's entertaining, that showcases how we can make money doing other things other than being entertainment. Because this movie is about healthcare. The Prince of Detroit. So, you know, you have a lot of Instagram followers, a lot of Twitter followers. It won't cost you $1 to post my shit up there. Let's see if you'll do that.
Yeah.
Help me get back on.
He ain't gonna do it. And the cold part, he really had to humble himself to say that. You know, I know people gonna be like, oh man, he begging, he just want to get put back on. He shouldn't even have to do that, man. People should throw him something, dude. People should throw him something. You know, he did a lot of good, man. He did a lot of good.
Because that's what real power is.
Yeah.
Another thing I'd like to challenge you on is television shows. If we have the same resources, I challenge you to a battle to see whose television show about the streets is better. So let's go show for show. We're going to go album for album. We're going to go television network for television network. We're going to go clothing line for clothing line. We're going to go book for book. You versus somebody that's broke. And let's just keep it on the product, period. And let's all win. But let's showcase what a creative war looks like when we push each other to be better. Let's unite the culture, not divide. Let's win without having them laugh at us. You know, we knew what we had to do to survive before. But we ain't got to do that no more. Now we can stick together. Pause. And that's what I'd rather see. But again, you challenge me. So let's go. I also heard that, and I'm not sure, but I got sent to Twitter. I don't know if it was real or not. But, you know, 50 was popping it like he would buy the Rockefeller Inc. And that he wants to be Jay-Z's boss. Nothing stopping you, bro. Holla at him. You can get the chain. And as you see, the prices are up. You know? So the tax man came in. The starting bid is $3 million. And again, I said at $10 million, you could get a chain. An original Rockefeller chain. So if you're balling like that, go ahead. Floss. I'm never going to ever be mad at somebody for doing well. They're going to inspire me to do well. You know? But at the end of the day, I see people sell their interest in their masters for a lot of money and people celebrate it. I'm selling 1/3 of a master and people are going crazy like it's the worst thing in the world.
Right.
What I was disappointed about was the narrative that was being pushed. You know, they're in the paper and Jay's camp comes out and says, why would anybody buy it? There's only 6 years left. So you would think that, like, let's say Earn Your Leisure. I called Rashad about this. They take a headline and then they put that headline on their site without asking me anything. And they're in business, so they know that if they put something out that says it's not worth anything, or rather that Jay gets it back in 6 years, that it would devalue it. It would basically kind of fuck my sale up for someone that cares about that. So number one, I'm like, why would them knowing business, why would they do that? But because their business, their platform to teach.
And them dudes over at Earn Your Leisure, they ain't been on their platform. You know what I mean? He helped him out going on his platform. You know, these people wanted to, they had him on his show doing interviews. They had him on their show doing interviews. And people like to hear what he had to say. But when this come out, they backbite him and, you know, put it out there for bad press. It's no good, man. That's no good. That speaks to how we are as a culture, the way we do one another.
Business, I would think they would see the business play. So, is it not a fact that 2 years ago, I tried to take my interest to auction? And what happened was, and I'm not complaining in this moment, I'm just telling you what happened. You can Google it. Jay pretended to be the CEO of Rockefeller, hired up Roc Nation lawyers for Rockefeller Inc., and falsely accused me of trying to sell all the shares. And he knew it was not true, and I knew it was not true, and Biggs knew it was not true, and Biggs sued me as well on behalf of Rockefeller Inc. And they did it so that no one would try to buy it because they knew there would be a lawsuit attached. But you would think that a business platform would be able to articulate that and see that a mile away. While we were going to court, Biggs and Jay called a meeting of the board and changed the bylaws to say that none of us could sell our interest unless we all agree. So now I have to go to court to even be able to sell my interest. So it's 2 years later, and now I'm taking it to auction, and people are acting like I'm forced or this wasn't my choice. I mean, if you see the play and you're a business platform, you should be like, all right, because I lost a defamation case, 4. And I'm going to explain that at another time. 4 defamation cases. I went to trial for all 4 of these cases, probably more. And collectively, the judgment was $800,000. Now, put that in retrospect or in perspective. When Donald Trump loses a defamation, it's $90 million. It's $800,000. So, of course, if I wanted to keep it, it wouldn't be hard for me to go get a loan against it to go pay it, right? But I wanted to sell it. So, to me, the lawyer, Chris...
Hey, I wonder, do y'all really think Dame is broke? You think this man don't have no money? I mean, think about that. Y'all really think he broke? Comment if you do. Just drop a comment. See if you think he broke, man.
Brown, the lawyer, did all the work that I would have had to do. Went to the judge, and I told him, I said, yo, I ain't got no money. Go over there and get it. So I told him, if you want to get paid, go over there. And all I got to do is pay you $800 and I get to keep the rest. If you're a business person, you would say, wow, that was a pretty good deal. But, I guess people want to go with the headlines. But what I was disappointed about with Rashad was that he didn't even call me to ask me if this was valid, or didn't even say maybe I could hurt the sale. And I feel like I've really been supportive of them. And again, I think it's a chance to describe real business and really break it down, being that y'all want to talk about it so much. Talk about the real business of it and the real strategy of it all. And why would Jay's camp want to devalue his own asset? Why would he want to do that? Either he wants to fuck my money up, or he doesn't want anybody to have it. Now, again, another board meeting was called recently, and now Jay has the first right of refusal. So, of course, whoever shows up to the auction, he's going to have to match it, so he wants to keep the price as low as possible. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you what it is. What I'm disappointed is that y'all don't see that play. And that's not what's talked about, and that's real business. But y'all still cool with me, Rashad, and Earn Your Leisure. But, I called you and I told you, and you said that you would actually speak on it. You never did. So I'm just articulating my disappointment. And, I headlined InvestFest 2 years or 3 years ago. And now 50's headlining it. And it's the same year that all of a sudden he's throwing jabs at me. So, of course, my spidey senses, and again, I think about all layers. I'm like, I wonder if they were kicking it. And that's who put the battery in his back to throw a jab at me. But what I'm glad is that 50 was able to learn from something I said back then, and that it affected him so much that he brought it up. But again, maybe because that's just how he's wired, he can't just give a compliment without a jab. But at the end of the day, because of that, now we're going to have to do like a CEO kind of a war. And I guarantee you, I don't think 50's prepared. With all the money, with all the resources, with being able to call Eminem, I don't think he's prepared to go to television network war. But he has to do it right now. He has to have the power to drop right now. Because I'm dropping right now because I could. Because that's what broke niggas do. But that's where the money went. For me, the ultimate wealth is having a family and having a great relationship with all my children. You You go through your ups and downs, but you got to be able to work that out. And this is all I work for is my children. And that's what I had to work out first, and that's what I've worked out. And if you notice with all the women that I'm in love with, that I have children with, I always make sure they could take care of their own. I start companies with them. You know? So, to me, the moral of the story is no matter what, bosses take losses. And I want people to learn. I don't want anyone to make the same mistakes that I make. So what I'm going to do until the auction, because the auction's been pushed till I think the 20th or something, the end of September, every week, I'm going to tell you and show you how I went broke, why I don't have any money, so that you don't get affected the same way. And this series under the CEO on American New Network exclusively is called Bosses Take Losses. I feel like everybody knows that me and my crew invented pause. No one's ever disputed that. And a lot of people have put that into their pause vernacular. So what we have now, so that you don't have to continue to say it, when someone is violating or is running reckless, pause. You got pause, the pause button. Pause. Pause. And if you know, you're doing something that's not what I consider boss-like or what you may consider boss-like, and you need to remind yourself of somebody else. You're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours. How can a man call another man that's my boss? They don't do that. Not at all. Don't disrespect me and say I do everything everybody else does, and I put up my own money. That's the CEO button, just to remind yourself of the vibes. You know? You're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours. And then here are the books. So I already have my children's books, and we've already gone into 40 or 50 schools and personally taught these kids and brought their cognitive skills up. We also made an album. We also made a movie. We also made a clothing line. So again, I'm challenging you, 50, to make some books for children that teach them something, that bring their cognitive skills up, because that's what's most important, and showcase what a real CEO is supposed to do. Because this is why I'm broke. Because I'm out in the field. Because, you know, I'm out in the schools and in the kids' jails, trying to not complain, but come with solutions. If I'm going to complain about education, then I got to make my own education, and we got to teach the kids in a language that they love, not a language that an adult loves. You know? So here's the challenges. You know, because I'm broke. You could do this. Challenge yourself. And to show you, 50, that there's no hard feelings at all, and let's keep this creative, I want to send you a gift. Pause. See another man send another man a gift? Pause. Pause. Here's the pause button for you. Pause. When you ever talk about another man's pocket, pause. Pause. I'm gonna talk about another man's pocket. Pause. Corny. Pause. So now I want to have the CEO challenge with 50 Cent. You know, keep it casual. Just going and battling on all verticals. And again, if he forgets that he's battling a CEO and not a rapper, here's the button. Don't disrespect me and say I do everything everybody else does, and I put up my own money. You're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours. How can a man call another man, that's my boss? They don't do that.
Now he getting him with all of that. Those that know and understand know exactly what he's doing. Keep speaking.
Don't disrespect me and say I do everything everybody else does, and I put up my own money. So, again, and because, okay, cut. So again, I'm going to battle 50 Cent if he accepts the challenge. I highly doubt that he will. In all verticals, this is a CEO battle. Your television network, your original movie, an album, a kid's book, a clothing line. If you're a CEO, you should be prepared for this. But I highly doubt that you're going to show up. No disrespect to you. Congratulations to all your success. And let's just keep it CEO. Let's showcase to the culture that we can battle with businesses, business for business. You know, you have all the resources, and I don't. I have my resources, and, you know, like you said, I don't have no money. So this should be easy for you. You know? Let me know if the challenge is accepted.
Now, shout out to Dame, man. Shout out to Dame. Do y'all think 50 is going to accept that challenge? Comment. Let's see if 50 accept this challenge right here, because that's a good challenge. I know it will be great for the culture. And, you know, put your money where your mouth is. You see, you can't tell a man he broke, and then when he challenge you. But comment, man. If you made it this far, I wanted to play this video in its entirety. I didn't want to break it up. You know what I mean? I didn't want to miss nothing. I looked at a lot of it, and then I cut it off because I wanted to have a natural reaction to it. So tell me how you like that, man. Are we tripping? Could we do better as a culture? I know we can. I know we can. And I think that would be very big of 50 if because he did show that he worked with people that's been blackballed. Like, I saluted him when he put Monique in the show. And wasn't nobody messing with Monique, he put her in the show. Killed her off, but he put her in the show. You know what I mean? I saluted that. We need to do more of that, man. We need to do more of that. But I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, man. I just had to give my take on this because I admire and respect Dame Dash, man. And I hate to see that this brother going through financial hardships. That could be anybody. Any one of y'all that's out there that's up on y'all horse on the big Clydesdale and don't think you could get pulled off of it, you're sadly mistaken. Check out these two videos too. And like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.
California. Yeah. Activity.